I find training aids very valuable. There's a lot of gimmicky things. I wrote a book a few years ago and I assessed about 20 or 30 training aids, and I rated them from 1 golf ball, which is don't bother going to buy one, to 5 golf balls, which it really has a valuable and permanent influence on a person's golf swing or technique of putting or chipping or whatever the training aid was devised for. Training aids are very useful. Your golf swing can only ever change for one of 3 reasons. There is concept. Concept is understanding. Information through a lesson, through a book, through a magazine, video, DVD, looking in the mirror. And there's all different forms of observation. And based on information, oh, my swing looks a little bit this way, I want it to look that way. And that's how most of the world tries to improve their golf swing. But from my experience, the least effective way of a golf swing changing is through a concept change, just looking at it and saying, I'm doing this, I'm now going to do that. Because most times a golf swing gets worse without us knowing about it. We didn't mean it to deteriorate, so it changed for one of the other 2 reasons. And the other 2 reasons are physical or reflex or a reaction change. Now, a physical change in a golf swing comes about because our body is different. We've got an injury, age, fatigue, diet, other activities that we've been playing. Your body is different from one day to the next, so therefore your coordination system adapts the best it can and your swing changes. And then the reflex change is always a reaction to ball flight, contact with the ball and the conditions that we're playing in. If we're playing in cold or windy conditions all the time, your swing will change without you knowing it. So the only way to make changes, and this is where we'll get back to training aids, is with a training aid it has a strong influence, if it's a good one, that creates an overall awareness. It creates a reflex change, it creates a physical change, particularly if it's loading up the muscles and activating the muscles that we want to work correctly, and it also incorporates a concept change. So I find that training aids actually encapsulate the 3 reasons why a swing will change: concept, physical and reflex. So they, even with the very, very best players, with Stuart, Appleby and Choi, daily they will work with their speed stick, with their club kite and with their leaderboard as a part of their pre-game warm-up, and even when they're cooling down in the gym afterwards with Vern McMillan or Dave Derbyshire, they'll still be using the leaderboard or the speed stick because they're constantly trying to remind themselves how they want their body to work.